Hey everybody! Today we're going to be building a Racked Gravitron. So here's an example of what we're building. It's the racked form, going down the road, riding on the train, down the rail. Yeah, it's not a hard build. There is quite a few pieces, as you can see. We have 16 of the saucer parts. An assortment of all the other parts that I'll show you how they all go together and how they all make this in the end. So let's get started. There's a few parts in here that are kind of customizable. You know, a lot of Wisdom Gravitrons over the years have had a lot of things done to them that aren't original, and it's kind of hard to tell what's original and what looks better anyways, if that makes sense, than the original. But this is the glue I use. Insecure. I like the purple because it's a little thicker. It stays. It doesn't roll off the product like a real thin super glue. And I use this activator. Adhesive Guru. I buy these little cans. They're really easy to handle, really easy to work with. I'm gonna have some scissors to cut one piece. I mean, you can use an X-Acto knife. You can use a lot of things. There's a couple things that you need to do that for, but other than that, everything's pretty straightforward. So we're gonna start off with the frame down here. So first off, here's my glue. I always use a lid for like a relish tray. These are easy to throw away. And I buy these little Q-tips from Hobby Shop or Hobby Lobby, all that. Put a little bit of glue right on the end of that. And then there's an indentation on this rear piece. So on this rear piece, you're gonna take the indentation and slide it right into there. It just kind of sits there. You can see it kind of click. Kind of hold it there for a minute. If you want, if you see me go to the side and you hear a spray, it's because I'm spraying my activator over here where it won't go on my glue. I know it's not the best for filming. Next, we're gonna take this. This is the toolbox, and it's gonna be glued right in here. So this is another thing that there's a lot of variations of this. A lot of guys will rip this out and put in actual toolboxes. A lot of guys do a lot of different things instead of this back here. Yeah, just put a little bit of glue on that. It doesn't take much. I just glue it on real lightly. You already sprayed it with that activator. Look at how it just boom, it's on there. I used to print this in two pieces, or in one piece, and I didn't really like how it looked. I like the little, it doesn't look like a mud flap per se, but it looks like a mud flap, if that makes any sense. Next up, we're gonna glue this part onto here. So the indentions will just line up. So what you'll do is you'll take a little glue, put it here, and then slide it like that. And then I'll take it to the side, squirty squirt. Yeah. And see, it's part of the frame now. Like a big old Gravitron frame. So, next, we're gonna put the wheels on it. Because I like to get that over with so you can have it set up. These just pull off and then press in. You can take a small drill bit, ream that out a little if you want it to roll a little better. It's one of them things that I just never, I don't know. I just left it kind of tight because I pushed the wheels off. But yeah, it never really bothered me that it didn't roll because I don't know, but I mean, it rolls, just not like smooth. but you can make it smooth. I have ones that I've actually taken it apart and made it roll really good. This one I did not do that to prior to putting it together. But as you can see, presses right in. Need to give it a little oomph. Okay, so you got both wheels on now. There's your rim. These rims are the only thing on here that I don't 3D print. These are, what brand is that? Starts with a P. Here's another thing that you can cut down. So, I put it up on here. A lot of times they're right here. But I like it like that. Why? I don't know. I like it sitting a little high. That way, for me, it can fit on any semi. And I like the landing gear out, so if it's going to get picked up and taken somewhere, or if it's sitting on a lot, it looks like the landing gear's out already. Yeah, I know. My cat bites the crap out of me. Stop looking at my skin. But you can cut these down and customize this any way you would want. It's pretty dang easy, but as you can see there's your hitch, there's your landing gear. The basic part of the frame, complete. You know, you think, oh, that's not bad. Okay. Let's set this up here, and let's start working on the main body. Main body, start with one of these. On these, let's see. The easiest way to do this is to take this, and so this side is like carbon fiber printed, so it looks like carbon fiber. I did that so it looked like kind of like a tread plate almost. That's like my little tread plate look. And the easiest way to do this is nothing about this is easy. I experimented around with this a lot, and the only way that I can make this like look the way I really want it to without like just making a totally custom thing and having 4 parts to glue this together, I didn't want that. I wanted something that's somewhat easy, and this was, to me, the easiest. So there's your frame. I maybe got a little heavy on the glue, but that should dry and be okay. Let's do this other side, same thing. We'll glue down the middle, glue on the end, glue on the end, glue down the middle, a little up here at the top. If you guys don't follow Twitch, you should go follow me on Twitch. I'm going to start doing some more building on there, I think, here this summer. Build some custom stuff on there. Actually, I did that one really good. Like, you can't even hardly see any of the glue. I maybe could have took a little more time with that one and done it a little better. Kind of the filming thing. While we're sitting here, let's glue these. So glue. Remember, everything I'm doing here, I'm doing really fast to try to make the video not an hour long. Okay. Boom and boom. These 2 pieces become one. And there's Command Central. I actually printed this in one part numerous times, and I really liked it. And I might go back to that, because this is a pain in the ass to glue these 2 together, but I don't know, something about it just made me say it needs to be 2. Mainly because if you wanted to customize the inside, all these models are very easily done the way you want them to. You know, you can do about anything with them if you want. This is a great scratch build kit. Like if you want to, I had a lady buy some of these for me, and she did one where you can take it apart with little magnets and put it back together. So, process here. This is the center deck. These will glue onto the sides in the end. So the way you start is, I like to spray a little bit of activator so that once it touches, it sticks. You got to remember that though. You can't just go slamming it on there and be like, oh, I got some time. No. Once it touches, it sticks. So like, see here? Put it on. I maybe would have had a second there to do some with it, but there's going to be 8 on this side, 8 on that side. So I'm just repeating that process right there 8 times now. And as you build it, you want to kind of try to keep them in line. Keep them, not glue your product to the table, which I just did. About need some more glue. It is March, right? The end of March. And I'm about out of this glue. And I think I've had this glue since, oh man, October. Ooh, I got a little hefty on that one. You don't need to put that much glue on. So I put a little too much glue, so we'll just glue the next one right on with it. So that's 5. You need to count while you're doing this. 5, 6, 7, 6, 7, 8. Okay, so there's 8. So that's one side complete. I don't know why I'm doing this with all these pieces around. I really should just get the pieces out of the way. So that's part 1. You stay there. Let's get my glue out of there. Insta set that whole thing. Now we grab the other side. Start gluing it on. Same exact thing. Same exact process. I always wanted to do this red. I've never done a red yet, and I was just like, wow, that red popping. Well, I've done red so I did like this red with blue and black, but I wanted this shiny red, like a silk red, so I could see it pop with the black. Hopefully it looks good. I don't know. Maybe it'll look dumb. But we will give you, in this, you will get 16 pieces. And if for some reason I only give you 15, I will send you another one. I'm not perfect. I try to be, but I'm definitely not. I'm a one-man show. My brother helps me, but for the most part, one-man show with these ride models. Brother's really on the internet side, does great job posting everything. Props to him. Here's our control box. Those are right in the middle. Like, get as close as you can. It doesn't have to be perfect. Then I'll give it another bath with Instaset. What do you think? That looks pretty cool like that. I love that look, just like that. So now, see how these sit right on the outside of those pegs? So what we're going to do is we're going to apply glue on the inside of this, inside of that. So we're going to go here and here. And then we're going to plop them into the pegs. I glued it to the table a little. And you want to kind of check the bottom, make sure you're not like sticking out too much. See how I'm a little bit there, but that'll work its way in. Looks good. Flip it around. We're gonna glue these pegs on this side now. Same thing. Looks good. Now we're gonna put that on. This is the canvas part. So for the canvas, we're gonna put a little layer of glue here. I usually put quite a bit, and then we're just gonna dab a nice thick dab all the way along. I don't want any of them things to come apart. So just a nice little dab. Then we will take this and just kind of square it up. You know, make sure your overhangs on each side are good. I designed it to where this overhang is just like a little tiny bit overhang. It's not like perfect. And I'm gonna hit it with the glue, or with the activator. So as you can see, we're really coming along now. We have trailer and tub. It's not messing around. We're 17 minutes in. That's not bad. So next up, we're gonna glue the tub onto the trailer. This is probably the hardest part to get right. My expertise is always try to get this gap here and this gap here the same. Is it easy? No. I always put a little bit of glue right here in the middle. This is the only part I ever glue on this, is just right here in this square. Then I'll put it upside down. And I'll kind of square it up with my fingers. And that's about good. Like you can see underneath this axle there's a gap that's about the same as that gap there. And you want it to be in the middle. Like, it's not rocket science at this point. Just glue it on. The other thing that's cool about this is that like you can build this the way you want to build it. That's the coolest thing about this hobby. Is that like if you want to take this and grind all my crap off and put like graphics on it and make it a custom alien saucer one like Straits has or Star Wars and stuff, you can do that. This is extremely doable from that aspect. We're going to keep moving along with this front facade now. So front facade, I just take this, the red is up, yellow down. So I dip it in my glue and then place it right there. And it'll go right, like, it's not on the, I'll glue it on and I'll show you where I put it. It's not exactly where you would think it would go. Like, you'd be like, oh, it needs to line up with the back of the trailer. No. It needs to have a little gap here because your back part's going to sit on the outside of this. And then on the inside, you're going to have... So you got to have like your visual gap here. So it looks right when you're done too. Try to get it as square as you can. You can fix that a little bit. Maybe hanging off just a little. But the only thing that's going to be on the outside of this is this panel right here. So you got some wiggle room. So then I like to take this part and we're going to glue it right here. But before we do that, we're going to glue this onto it. This is the control panel. It's really just a part that I had made for my freakouts, and I was like, hey, the Gravitron needs a control panel too. So I glue this. You can glue it anywhere you want on here. You don't have to put it right here, but that's where I put mine. So it'll glue right on right there. So then we'll put glue along this side here. If you hear anything running in the background, that's my printer. I got 14 printers in my shop that I run. I don't know, I probably run 8 of them 24/7. I would say, somewhere around there. So that's gonna go like that. So it's kind of squared up, looks real nice. Yeah, fits just really nice right there. And before we do anything else, you grab these. These I made, there isn't really an actual part like this on the, well, there is, I think. They're metal panels, but I think they get racked underneath. And I kind of wanted something to fit right here in this spot. So I made these, and these would go like here in front of the tub, like around the bottom, so like nobody can crawl underneath the tub as it's spinning. So what I do with these is I just glue, and this is another piece that I maybe should have made just one piece and printed it where it's 3, or where it looks like it's 4 pieces, but it's really 1 piece. And I might end up doing that later, but as of right now, it's 1 piece. And this stemmed off of when I was first playing around with this and building this. I had these pieces as the actual base underneath, and I was like, well, why am I doing it like that? I need to do 1 piece instead of a bunch of little pieces. It just didn't make sense. So that'll fit. I don't know. It's not fitting in there very good this time. There we go. There we go. So see, it like kind of sits right on the edge there. So when that's done, then we'll take this piece, glue the bottom at the big Z, and right here along the back. And we'll place it right here. And that kind of locks that part in, as you can see. So then we'll cap the back with this guy. So to do that, we just put a bunch of glue along here. And I line them up with a little bit showing. Perfect. See how that is? Looks good. And you can imagine that just folding out and ta-da! Okay, so we got the back part done. Let's focus on the front now. Front, we got this piece that'll go right like that. So we'll apply some glue here, just along this top edge. It does not hang over very far. And it's just like that, really. I'm gonna remove my glue and give it just a little squirt. As you can see, it's got a pretty good gappage. Oop. This wasn't dry yet. Whoopsie. See, I'm rushing a little. I need to not rush so much. You need to not rush, Colin. You need to slow down. I keep telling myself that. Okay. So, put this back on. And I'm gonna spray it. Whoa! Okay, pull this to the side. Give it the hose down so it can't move. Okay, now let's finish up the front here. So front, this part will go right here. So grab the glue. It'll go right here. You want to put it off just a little. Not a lot, just a little. It looks a little tweaked right now, but it won't when we're done. Then you take your fence. I have 5 here. You should have 6 in the model when you get it. I'll add one more later. I recently converted these all over to this actual wisdom fence, so it looks a little bit more of the part. And just kind of lump them in there. You want them to not sit in there like pretty, because if you get it too pretty, it's gonna look like one big chunk, and you don't want that. Next, we're gonna do the stairs. Just a little tiny glue in the middle. And thud that together. I need some adhesion promoter. Come on, glue, stick. And dry. I'm not a very patient man, if you can't tell. If you ever look at any of the pictures I post online, a lot of them have just like tables full of stuff. Well, I have a lot of projects that I work on, a lot of times, and a lot of the times when I'm working on projects, I get them about halfway done, and that's about as far as I get. I'd like to get more done, but sometimes it just doesn't work like that. So, I always have glue on all my tables. All my tables are glued gobbers. I used to put those mats down, but then I found like the mats just, I don't know. It's just easier not to, almost. Then this goes here. We're gonna get that out of there, give it a little, oop. I literally just sprayed that all over my glue, so it's probably gonna get rock hard over there now. Whoopsie daisy. But as you can see, it's kind of coming together. Then last piece of resistance. This will go across here. The easiest way to do this guy right here. Grab you a pair of tweezers. Tweezers. Apply glue to one side. Apply glue to other side. Spray piece you're gluing. Whoa, what are you? Get out of here, bug. It's like a wasp, but not a wasp. Creepy looking thing. Kind of like that. See, that kind of ties it all together nicely. Looks pretty good. And then we're going to finish off the front here. We're going to put some glue right here. I expect you all to do this in way less time. Okay? I am hauling ass through this thing. Then lastly, we're also going to cap off this end over here. Same thing, right like this. So what we'll do is we'll glue this backside, put it in there, stick it, and then let it fall down. if that makes sense at all. Okay, any questions so far? Put a little dab extra glue right there. It's coming together, right? I'm digging the red. It's red on red though. I don't know. I like the red in the tub, but maybe it's too much red. I don't know. Let me know in the comments. Is it too much red? This is gonna go here, but first we have to tie in this I-beam. This I-beam sits right here. This is a vital part of the process. If you ask any good guy that has built a Gravitron ride before, that I-beam has to be there because that's what the hoist runs on. And that hoist is a vital part of this ride because these things are heavy. Kind of like a tilt-a-whirl. You can't have a tilt-a-whirl without the hoist on the tilt-a-whirl trailer, like, because those guys are not going to move those tilt-a-whirl things by hand. They have to move them like that. I'm not talking very good through this, but as you can see, top is on. Like I said, not hard. Almost done. We have these, and these. So let's do the little wheels first. So little wheels, they end up mounting on here in the real ride, but in the ride, as it goes down the road, there's like a mount that they sit on that's right there. I mean, on some of them. Like I say, some of these guys rig these things up where they sit in a lot of different places, a lot of different things. This is just the way I did it. Is it right? I don't know. This one, we're gonna mount with the Gravitron sign right on the front here. Right on the back. Yes, I want it on the front, like right here. So, most of the times, they're cut into two pieces because they're really heavy. Maybe I should do that on this one. Let's do it on this one because that's the design. I print them all in one. I'm not gonna print ones not in one. You know what I mean? I print them in one for a reason, so you can use them on the real ride or on this. Pretty simple. Cut it right on the other side of the eye. Like, you can use snips, you can use a razor blade, you can use a lot of things. Not hard. I'm gonna take this, I glue here. Oh, whoa, I just dropped it. Don't drop it. Slide it on in. Like I said, there's a lot of places. They mount them in different spots. There's 4,000 starships. They're a little different. There's alien invasions. They're a little different. You know, it's not like rocket science. This is your ride. You You mount it the way you want to ride. You want to mount it. That is like the most traditional one right there. Then last but not least, we got these pieces. So on these pieces, I left them long for a reason. These two are probably going to need cut down. But the reason is that sometimes they're really long on pictures, and I'm like, why are they long? But there's not a good, I don't know, like, so I just left them along. You can trim them down to whatever the heck you want. You can put graphics on them. You don't have to put them on at all if you don't want to. But this is how... Oh, I have it backwards. Yeah, let's do that. See, I about messed up myself. This is how, if you look at a lot of the art of these guys, that's how it looks. Kind of like that. And then this along the back. Do you have to have it all the way along the back? No, sometimes it's just like a little chunk. Because a lot of these panels like this go underneath. They don't go on the back anymore. A lot of them do go on this. I don't know. It's just trying to do my best interpretation of it. Not going to make everybody happy in the process. Okay. So, that's how that goes. Looks pretty good at the end of the day, right? Let's take this. This is another process that used to be done differently. And when I got done with it, I was like, you know, is this worth it? And I was like, just let's make it simple, and if you want to make it different, make it different. Trim this piece down here. Cut that down to that. I have a razor knife cutter over at my desk. I should have brought over here instead of these. These are really good for certain things. This is not one of them. But that's what you should have at the end of the day. This is just like a bonus piece. And then this will go right here, but I'll flip it around. So, like I say, am I perfect at that part? No, probably not. But at the end of the day, it does what I want it to do. You know, I can't really say no to that. Okay, so there's finished product with semi. What do you think? Not too bad. I kind of like the red. It's pretty mean looking. We got red. We got green. Those are pretty much what we're dealing with. Starting off. I got a couple different versions of the green. A couple different versions of the red. I mean, I can do a lot of custom stuff. Like check this one out. While we're on the still talking, I got like this tub, funky green to pink. Might look kind of cool. I don't know. But yeah, let me know what you think of this process. I think it's not a hard process. I have fully built static gravitrons in this same color, exactly like this one, that I will be presenting here. You should see this go live and then that go live right after, like a week after, so maybe 2 weeks. So thanks everybody. See you later.